a lifelong journey for many people to be at peace. Often you don't get there. But if you are at peace in yourself, then you are contributing to peace in your home, in your family, within your friends, in your community, and within the world at large. Did you know that peace starts with the body and the mind? Having peace in the body and the mind is how we create peace and harmony beyond ourselves. Because we're all connected by a field of consciousness which has been scientifically proven to exist. This is hard physics. So this collective field of consciousness has been known about for decades, if not centuries. Has anyone heard of the work of Dr. Rupert Sheldrake and his theory of the morphogenic fields? What Rupert Sheldrake, who occasionally teaches at Schumacher College in Devon, near to where I live, has found is that basically there's something called the 100th monkey phenomenon. Whether it is a mythical story or not, what the phenomenon is about is that the monkeys on one island finally figured out how to wash sweet potatoes. And suddenly, the monkeys on all the other islands spontaneously learned how to do that. And that's the story in a nutshell. What happened is that they changed the morphogenic field of consciousness, and even though the monkeys weren't in verbal or physical communication with each other, they were on different islands, they got it. The morphogenic field is like a field of consciousness that all people share. And this field has no boundaries. It's infinite. It's beyond infinite. So it crosses all borders. So we can create borderless peace and harmony by attuning to the frequency of peace and sending the energy out through meditation, through our prayers, and through our everyday actions. And it's more powerful if we do this all at the same time. If we feel peace, we create peace inside and also out there. So I say to you today that world peace is a possibility for us if we shift the field. So I repeat, world peace is a possibility for us if we shift the field. We have to understand our oneness for this to happen. Separation is an illusion. Unity is the reality. So why do we still have wars today? We were talking about the wars in the Ukraine and Russia and the wars in Palestine and Israel. Wars that have really affected me personally because my mother was Russian and my grandmother was Russian and my grandfather was from the Ukraine. But within our family, my grandparents were married for 50 years and all I saw was their love. So why do we have wars today? Because of people's egos, their need to be right. The wall of ego is so strong that it blocks the flow of consciousness. If it can feel separate, the ego is happy because then it can have enemies. And enemies give it a reason to be right and somebody else to be wrong. They can feel better than someone else. Now imagine if everyone realised their unity and people refused to fight each other. Perceiving the world from a place of unity, we're more likely to create peace. That's obvious, really. The great Chinese sage Lao Tzu put it well. He said, "The wise accept all people as their own family." Once we have a field that can maintain unity, harmony and love, then fear and chaos will be gone. And it is said that the power of a small unified group, as small as the square root of 1% of the population, is all we need to positively affect the consciousness of the planet. So I invite you all here today to be in that 1%. Om Shanti. I'd like to finish by reading from a poem that I was inspired to write last year and has been published in this anthology of poetry and prose called Universal Verses, Words to Inspire Peace and Hope, that was co-authored with 12 other writers from around the globe. And it has a foreword by somebody called Satish Kumar, who is himself a writer, and he wrote a book called Radical Love. He was also is still a peace activist. He's 87, but when he was 19, Satish left India with his friend, and they walked thousands and thousands of miles with no money, and they went to all the nuclear capitals of the world. So they walked from India to England, to France, to Russia, and then their passage to the US was paid for them by Bertrand Russell, and they were campaigning for peace. He's also the founder of Schumacher College in Devon, which teaches ecological studies. So he wrote about this book, Universal Verses, a beautiful bouquet of poetry and prose, a remarkable source of inspiration and wisdom. Reading it made me think, love, and cry at the same time. It is a book of unity and diversity, a book of love and longing. Read it slowly and you will feel comforted. So I'm going to read one of the poems that's featured in this book, one of my poems about peace, and it's called Inside My Little Nest. Inside my little nest, the air so peaceful, breathe it in slowly, in, out, and again, out, then in this time, out, then in. My body attunes itself, all limbs alive, to the frequency of peace. Peace air surrounds me, peace air kisses me, peace air blows onto my eyelids. I gulp inside my little nest, the love of peace. I never want to leave this nest. I'll have to be pushed out. Outside, hear those sounds, the crack of guns, the blast of bombs, the roar of grenades, the crazy world out there. How do we get to this? I want no part of it. Not now, not ever. I'm peace inside, peace outside. I make myself invisible, then no one can push me out. This is my nest of peace. The place we all came from before we were pushed out. The place we all want. Is that too much to ask for? If we all got brave, refused to take up arms with the politicians, what then? If we all believed that peace was possible, that all life was sacred, that we could not, would not kill, what then? Then our whole world would be a little nest of peace. Thank you.